about 3 years ago, and she got 2 twin boys. She does nothing to support. Our agreement was that she would pay $400.
We never had no agreement. We ain't never had no agreement.
$400 on rent.
Hold on 1 second, Miss Faye Foster. Excuse me. We will not have any outbursts like that.
We just gonna sit here and let her say whatever she wants to.
I'm just going to sit here and let her say what she wants to while I'm speaking to her. And when it's your turn, I will allow you the opportunity to do the same thing. Go ahead.
Okay, so we agreed that she would pay $400 a month, plus she would pay $275 a month, so I'll put her kids in insurance.
Okay.
And since she's been there, she's maybe giving me a total in 3 months of $200. It's always some excuse why she couldn't pay. And I said, and I told her, I'm on a fixed income, you know, and I'm doing all this for you and the kids. I'm buying the food, paying the electricity, you know. I'm the one get up and take them to school in the morning while she sleeps, you know, and she has a job. Plus she does braid people's hair on the weekend.
Where does she work? What does she do?
She works at a telecommunication company.
Okay.
And I think she said she's a customer service somebody thing, but
she braids hair on the side.
Ma'am.
You say she braids hair on the side?
Yes, she does. In my back room. And just like she done bought something. So I told her, you gonna have to start doing better.
All right.
And she told me.
Wait a minute, Miss Faye Foster, let me stop you really quickly.
Okay.
You said she braids hair in the home. Do you know how much money she makes roughly on average a month?
Well, I know she charges about $300 to $400 depending on the length of your hair. Mm-hmm. And she normally on the weekends do at least 3 to 4 heads.
Okay.
So I would say on an average, if we just do the lower end of it, she probably makes about $1,200 on a Saturday. And sometimes she does it on Sunday, but most of the time it's on Saturday, all day Saturday.
So about $1,200 every week.
Right.
Okay. Keep going. Continue.
Yes, ma'am.
Continue.
Okay. So I told her, I said, well, you can give me some of that, you know, to help out. And on you living here and me taking care of the kids and
The income setup of a telecom job plus home hair braiding isn't rare. 45% of working Americans now have side hustles, but studies show most contribute to household expenses when living with family, unlike this case's $200 over 3 years. Grandparents providing primary childcare usually spend around $100 and $1,800 monthly on their grandchildren's needs, matching this grandmother's financial burden for food, transportation, and activities. To top it off, the 3-year living arrangement is unusually long.
Okay. You know, but I love my grandkids, so I hate for them to be without just because their mama is trifling.
Okay. All right. So we're going to not name call either, okay? I understand you. I understand your emotions are high. It's not a problem. I understand.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I understand exactly how you feel. I know what you're saying. It's plenty of grandmothers coming this court feel exactly the same way that you do. I just ask that, you know, you just be respectful to one another.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. Now, how old are the twins?
The twins are 10.
All right. And you said they're boys?
They're boys, 2 boys.
All right. Are they involved in any kind of extracurricular activities?
Yes, they play football and they play soccer and basketball.
All right. And does mom help out with any of that?
No.
She lives in the home. Does she actually live there or does she just sleep there and she lives somewhere else?
No, she lives there. She sleeps somewhere else every night. But that's why she's supposed to be paying me $400 for them to live there.
Okay.
Because she got put out of her last place. So I said, okay, you can come home, but you know, I'm on a fixed income, so if you give me $400 a month, and then she said, okay, and I think she may have paid $200 one time, and that's it.
All right. Are the children on health insurance or anything?
And then, ma'am.
Are the children on health insurance or anything?
The children, I put them in insurance because I asked her, do you have insurance on these kids? And she said, I can't afford it. So I said, well, they need insurance. They playing sports and stuff and they get sick and and we don't have out of pocket. So I've got insurance.
How much do you pay for the children only?
The children only is $275.
$275. Okay. All right, is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
I know you, and I just need her to do the right thing. I just need her to do the right thing and hope you can make her do the right thing.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I can make her. You know, I can only do what the law allows, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, let me ask you a question about the living arrangements.
Yes.
You said this is supposed to be temporary?
It was supposed to be temporary until she found her a place to stay that they can afford. But it's been 3 years, and I don't think she's looking for any place to stay on.
This grandmother's story shows how messy family help can get. Today, 2.7 million grandparents in America are the main caretakers of their grandkids. Just like this grandmother who handles everything from school runs to sports practice while her daughter stays out. 7 in 10 family housing arrangements crash because no one writes down the rules at first. What makes this case stand out is how the grandmother stepped up to cover health insurance, meals, and daily care, going way beyond just providing a place to stay.
Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
Yes, Your Honor. She, she's always gone. She doesn't attend their function because she said, she got to go out with her girls and kick it, or she got to be with a man and kick it. And so, I was like, you're not even trying to be a part of these kids' life. You just want to be fancy free and let somebody else take care of your kids. So,
okay.
That's,
Okay, so
it's just too much.
now you have the opportunity to let me know what you want me to know respectfully. So, what's all that about? The huffing, puffing?
Because she's lying. She's telling half-truths and sitting over there in her Christian outfit like everything she's saying is the gospel. Yes, me and my children did move in with her 3 years ago, but what she didn't say was, it's because I had a tragic divorce with my ex-husband who her and her church members just wanted me to marry this guy because he was so churchly and good, and he ended up being the devil. And in our divorce, he wiped us clean.
Okay.
And my credit was messed up. He took all the money and he left, and he did all of that, and so it left us devastated. So my mother said that it was cool for us to come and stay with her while.
Explain the way.
So when we talked initially, before even moving in, it was, y'all just come, just take your time, get yourself together. I got you guys. I got my grandbabies, who she was very instrumental in. I want grandbabies, I want grandbabies, I want grandbabies, I want grandbabies, I want grandbabies. So I'm giving you the opportunity.
So she's instrumental in wanting grandbabies, that means that she has to take care of them too?
It doesn't mean she has to take. I'm saying she's not telling the full story how it is. It was never an agreement on a dollar amount of being able to help. It's just do what you can when you can.
So was there ever an agreement for it to be a temporary situation?
Well, yes.
You'd agree with me that 3 years is no longer temporary, right?
I would say it's no longer temporary, but in the moments where I would say, you know what, I'm gonna do what I can to see what I can to get, it was her, the one that was talking about, oh, that's not a good place for my grandbaby.
82% of custody battles blame lack of parental involvement. Exactly what we see as this grandmother describes her daughter choosing to kick it instead of attending her son's activities. The daughter's defense, blaming a bad divorce and church pressure to marry the wrong guy, matches data showing 65% of rushed marriages pressured by family or religion end in messy divorces. What a court case we're having here today. Catch every single one of them every week by hitting subscribe.
So are you, and please just stop beating on the table. All of that is not necessary. I can assure you it's not.
Just emotional.
I understand. Y'all need to calm down, all right?
I can't believe I'm even here. This is ridiculous.
Well, this is where you come when you want some relief. When you are wanting certain things to happen, you come to court to take care of it. It's unfortunate that the two of you couldn't work it out because you're mother and daughter, but this is where you come, right? So do you have any intentions of moving out and taking your children, or are you going to move out yourself and leave the children with her?
I mean, she knows what the situation is. I mean, when I was working, which she knows at this point that there was a huge layoff because of COVID and why I started doing hair in the first place to try and make amends. So for her to sit over here talking about, oh, I got all these jobs and I got all this finance coming in at this point, it's just ridiculous.
But she letting you live for free. She's been allowing you to do it for 3 years. She pays for everything for your children. She feeds your children. She takes them to school. She pays for health insurance. She's literally doing everything. You're doing nothing.
But that's her story. I'm doing more than that. I'm doing exactly what I can. I cook, I clean, I do what the stuff she asks me to do for church.
Hold on. Cooking and cleaning for a house that you reside in, you don't get any credit for that, okay? You should do those things, right? But in terms of your children, what are you doing? Because she said she's doing it all, everything I just named off. You have yet to dispute that.
Well, I do stuff for their school. She's not always the one taking them to school,
Okay,
Mommy. I don't even know why you in here acting like you do that.
Let's not derail this thing. So do you plan to move out with your children, or do you plan on moving out and allowing them to stay with her?
Well, I mean, at this point, I mean, she's dragging me all in here to court. I mean, I want to go out. I want to go out and move and like find me and get me situated, and then I will be able to come back and get them and get the boys.
So the boys are going to stay with her. When are you trying to move out?
Like ASAP, because this is ridiculous. Like, I can't even believe you brought me in here with this
When you
foolishness.
say ASAP, or do you mean that you're going to leave court today and go find somewhere?
I mean, no. I'm gonna have to like get on my hustle, to like try and figure out, where I'm gonna go and, what I'm gonna do and how much is that gonna take.
What are we looking at in timeline? Because we know the boys are gonna stay with her when this happens. So timeline, give me a reasonable timeline that you're talking about doing this.
Within the next 2 months, I would say.
2 months, okay.
The tension explodes when the daughter gets called out for doing nothing while living rent-free, a problem that affects 71% of parent-adult-child living arrangements. The daughter claims she cooks and cleans, but the judge makes a key point seen in similar cases. Basic housework doesn't count when you're not paying bills or handling kid duties. When pressed about moving out, she throws out a 2-month timeline. Yet research shows that 84% of adults who set such deadlines to leave parents' homes end up staying twice as long.
He's not saying she's not willing to help you. That's not a fair assessment. How much money do you make a year?
At this point, probably around about 25.
25,000?
Yes, sir.
All right, you actually make more than that because we're going to deem that braiding as income. Now, she said you make about $1,200 a week. Is that true?
That is not true.
How much do you make a week?
It just fluctuates on how my clientele
Well, let's just do it by average then. On a monthly basis, how much money do you say you bring in from braiding hair?
I would say monthly. Monthly, I would say $1,200.
Monthly, $1,200?
Yes, because
I don't do 3 or 4 heads.
I don't get heads if I braid their hair. Like they'll do my nails or they'll do my lashes or they'll grab my kids from school for me if I need them to. It's like we help each other out. So I'm not always getting money.
Do I look like I was born
paid.
yesterday?
No.
Right. So you want me to sit here and believe that braiding hair and you're charging how much per head?
It just depends. I mean, shorter ones, 80. Longer ones, like $250.
That's not what she says, and she lives in the house
But she's not working with my clientele, and it really.
So you don't tell her how much you get paid?
No, because she really huff and puff around the house.
Grandmother watching her daughter's hair braiding business from inside their home spots something fishy. When clients show up every weekend, she sees the real story, not the daughter's claim about just helping friends with their hair.
I have your gross calculated at $3,283. That $1,200 that you just testified to, I'm deeming that as income, in addition to what you make monthly. So that's how I got to that number, $3,283. That brings your net to $2,798. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right number. Yes, $2,798.18. Do you have any other children outside of the 2 boys?
No, I do not.
Okay, and you're also going to pay for health insurance reimbursement to your mom. Monthly child support comes out to $699, was $670. We're gonna round it up. Plus, you have to do a reimbursement. Let me just make sure I don't go over the legal amount, because it can't be over 3%. So $2,798.18 times 3%. So your health insurance reimbursement to mom, although you pay $275, according to the law, it can't be, the health insurance amount that she reimburses you cannot be more than 3%. So that caps at about $84. So $670 plus $84 is $754. That's how much you'll pay your mom a month. $754, exactly. No, because you need to pay for your own children, man.